What's going on, guys? Back with another video. So I got something here from Michelle Rempel-Garner, who is a conservative MP, and she's got something pretty interesting here to say. So she says the Liberals have stopped updating public information regarding the number of people coming into Canada, as well as the number of removals. For example, illegal border crossers, temporary foreign workers, and asylum claimants. Why would the Libs hide these numbers? So let's have a look here. We'll see what she's got to say. Now, before we do, please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help grow the channel. So let's get into this, and then we'll talk about it after, like usual.
And my responsibility within the party is to hold the Liberal government. I'm in Ottawa trying to do my job as the Shadow Minister for Immigration. So I'm a Conservative Party Member of Parliament, and my responsibility within the party is to hold the Liberal government to account on immigration. Now, I'm here trying to do my job, but I noticed something really sus with the Liberal government, the Mark Carney Liberal government. Now, in order to do my job, to figure out how to hold the government to account on immigration, there's one piece of information that I need, and it is a fairly simple one. How many people are the Liberals letting into Canada over any period of time, and how many people are they removing? But lo and behold, even though the government is supposed to release this information, I have found something really startling and perhaps unsurprising. Since early this year, the Liberal government has stopped updating these numbers that are supposed to be released to the public in every level of every immigration stream. All of a sudden, there's one common denominator, and that's that the government is not putting out the numbers. Let me show you. So, first of all, asylum claim data, right? So this is the number of people that enter the country and then claim asylum. They want to be deemed refugees by the country. This is data that we need to know, that provinces need to know in order to, deal with all the benefits that these people take up when they come to Canada. And, it's also, we need to know in terms of the backlog, right? Well, this hasn't been updated since April, as far as I can tell. So that's several.
April? Why? What happened in April? Oh, that's right. We got this so-called new government that the Liberals keep saying that they are. Notice how they keep saying it too. This new government this new government that. If you really were a new government, you probably wouldn't have to keep saying it so much. Why do they keep saying it? Because they're just trying to do everything they can to make sure people don't think that they're just like Justin Trudeau, or even worse than Justin Trudeau. And now they're cooking the numbers. Or hiding the numbers, I should say. Pretty shady, don't you think?
Months now. They're supposed to be updating it more often than that. Irregular border crossers. That's the euphemism they use for people who illegally cross the border into Canada and often claim asylum. That hasn't been updated since March. What else do we have here? Oh, Canada Border Services Removal Program statistics. So this is the number of people that CBSA removes from the country. That hasn't been updated since last year, since the end of 2024. Let's keep going here. What else was I looking at today? Oh, the TFW program, the Temporary Foreign Worker Program, different streams of that. Most of them haven't been updated since March. Why would the Liberal government, why would Mark Carney, why would they go into an election and not want the immigration levels published? Do you think that there's something that they have to hide in there? Why wouldn't they want me or you to know how many people they've let into the country in these various streams? These are numbers that should be updated by now. I'm trying to prep to get ready for the fall session. I'm working hard here in the middle of the summer, getting ready to hold the Liberals to account in the fall session, hopefully earlier than that. And yeah, no numbers, nothing released. So I'll leave it to you. Why do you think Mark Carney and the Liberal government are hiding the numbers of people that they're allowing into the country, and that they're hiding the numbers of people that CVSA may, or as the case may be, may not be removing from the country? I wonder why they have something to, they probably have nothing to, it's probably fine, right? I don't think so. So please, I need you to share this video far and wide. And there's something else I need you to do too. In the link in the comments is a link to my newsletter. And when you click subscribe to that, it helps me directly communicate with you and get around Justin Trudeau's censorship bans, or news bans. If you click on that, I can tell you about these things that you're not necessarily going to see in the mainstream media. The fact that the Liberal government hasn't updated its removal numbers since the end of last year. This is Canada, and the government isn't even publishing the information that they're supposed to publish. It's absolutely wild. So click on the link, click subscribe. It's free. It lets me directly communicate with you as I try and do my job here, but also make sure you share this video so people understand that the Liberals they're hiding this information from you. They're hiding this information from everybody. How are we supposed to plan for housing, for healthcare, and for jobs if the Liberals are not open and honest about this information? It's absolutely wild and absolutely wrong. So I'm going to continue to hold them to account, try and get this information. But if you can help me put pressure on them by sharing this video, it would be great. Working hard for you in Ottawa. Have a great day.
And it makes you wonder, right? What's going on here? Why aren't they showing you the numbers? What are they trying to hide? Now, call me a conspiracy theorist, but I would imagine they're trying to hide the fact that they're not removing anyone and continuing to bring in a bunch of immigrants when we can't afford to have them. We don't have the infrastructures. Of course, Canada's a gigantic place, but there are certain places in Canada no one wants to live. Right? It's very uninhabitable up in the Northwest Territories or Nunavut. Yes, a few people live there, but there's a reason why so few people live there. It's difficult. For obvious reasons. When you're that far north, it's really, really hard to live there. So the areas where you can live in Canada, there is somewhat limited space. Now that, of course, we still have enough room to build houses, but we can't continue to flood the country with immigrants. We can't. Again, it's not a race issue. It's a math issue. You know, for some reason, the Liberals don't want you to see what the numbers really are. And you could easily surmise that that's because they're letting in too many people. They said that they were going to cap immigration. You know damn well that's a lie. They are not here to help you. They are not here to help me. They are here to destroy this country. They are here to destroy this middle class. They've done a hell of a job so far. They're going to keep doing it. Why? Because it's part of the plan. The Liberal Party of Canada has been infiltrated by the WEF globalists and elitists. Or, if you don't think that they're doing it on purpose, that means you just think they're making a bunch of mistakes and they're just super incompetent. I don't believe that. Yeah, Trudeau's kind of a doofus. But this party knows exactly what they're doing. And they're doing a good job of it. And there's too many people asleep at the wheel. That's why I ask you to please share, especially to the younger people who are getting massively outvoted by people who aren't affected as much as immigrants. Or by immigrants. Or by crime. Or by the housing market. I'm talking about liberal boomers here. They generally live in nicer neighborhoods. They've got their house paid off for, paid and bought for. Bought and paid for. And, you know, they don't have to worry about the workforce. They're retired. Their future is secure. Ours is not. And we needed to make sure that we're voting so that we can help secure our future by voting in an actual conservative party who is not infiltrated by the WEF, amongst others. So like, share, please subscribe. Get this message out amongst other people's message. There's a lot of, pretty damn good creators out there. I know politics are a bit boring for younger people, but it's more important now than it's ever been. We need to make sure that we are securing our future because there's a large portion, not all boomers, of course, but there's a large portion of liberal boomers who don't care about us. They care about themselves and their future. They don't care about ours. So in order to make sure that you care about yours, you have to get out there and vote. I know we just had an election. We're not going to have one for at least a little bit. But this message needs to be continually spread so that by the time we do have a next election, we have a complete army, metaphorically speaking, of people who are going to get out there and vote. Young men particularly. Young men, it's the lowest voting block. That's why I specifically mentioned young men. They don't ever vote, or hardly ever vote. That needs to change if we want real change. Let me know what you think. Drop your comments in the comment section. Thanks for watching. I'll be back shortly with a new one.